Greetings, Skull Incarnate, bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back as we look at another indie game. This time we're checking out Dread Templar, developed by T19 Games and published by Fulcrum. Dread Templar is another entry in the catalogue of boomer shooters, and as a fan, I was very excited when the developer reached out for me to have a look. Dread Templar is a tour de force of hell, with an arsenal of weapons, tight controls and blood-soaked combat. This game will appeal to fans of boomer shooters like Incision and Cultic. Let's check out Dread Templar. We're going to be tackling this game in hard mode because I like myself a bit of a challenge. The game starts off with a very simple tutorial that gives you the basic mechanics of the game, introducing you to the katanas, which are going to be your bread and butter for the early part of the game. And also introducing us to some of the special skills that the Templar has access to. But the katanas are really going to be a very useful weapon in the early game. Ammunition, at least in this part, is pretty rare, pretty hard to come by, and it's mainly because some of the weapons just use a lot of ammo. Namely these pistols. They're pretty fast firing, but they don't do a hell of a lot of damage, so running out of ammo is a very real threat, so you're going to want to try and hang on to as much as you can. So our journey through hell begins in an old swamp. Got some extra ammo. And like all good boomer shooters, there's plenty of secrets to find for the inquisitive player, as well as a really good way to build up our ammo, because the early levels are pretty straightforward. Most of the enemies aren't too hard to deal with. And your katanas really put in work. Very fast swinging. Don't do a lot of damage, but you can stun lock enemies if you're smart, and kill them taking very little damage yourself. I'm going to try and max my pistols out. Not too hard to do in the early game. Now each of the weapons have two functions, the swords being very, very useful with the throw. You can take out several enemies at once, and we've also got a slow motion ability, which will very slowly recharge over time. I've just about maxed my pistols out. Yep. Now fortunately they just feel weak at the moment. The pistols feel like pea shooters, and all the other weapons, the shotgun's great. We're going to get our hands on the shotgun soon, and that thing really slaps. Here's our first shrine where we can get a upgrade. I've already got it. It's upgrades your katanas. And trust me, you're going to want it, because the katanas are your go-to weapon. Now got our hands on a shotgun, we've got something to kill some of the bigger enemies in the game. Now the enemy design, it leaves much to be desired. I must admit I was a little bit disappointed in it. I was hoping that we'd get some more imaginative enemies, because I mean we're in hell, right? I'd expect demons, and these guys they feel a little plain. I mean, these things are so good you can even wipe out ranged enemies with them if you're fast enough. Like a running in terror of my deadly blades. Most of the abilities have a pretty fast cooldown on them as well. So the game does encourage you to use your skills. Swords have a pretty good range on them too if you... Oh, 2 for 1. Nice. The only problem is you have to wind up to throw them, which means you have to kind of stand still for a few seconds. Enemies can blow into jibs, which I love. You get them a few times and boom. Not enough games have jibs. And it seems to be only purely in the realm of boomer shooter where I can shoot a person or hit a person so hard they explode into a cloud of red mist. And it's truly one of the joys of life. I know it's not very realistic, but damned if it isn't satisfying. We might be able to pick off a couple here, because we're going to be up here later. This is the problem with pistols. They fire so fast and they do so little damage, they're not really practical as a long-range weapon. I found myself more relying on the sword, to be honest. You can already see I'm starting to burn through my ammo fairly quick. Come on, swords, come back to me. If you're feeling brave, you can literally run. You can run through bullets. Or around bullets. Carve enemies up. And I haven't even unlocked all of the big skills yet. I only unlocked a couple of basic ones. Now, as you go through the levels, you can find these hidden arenas, and if you can fight your way through them, you'll earn a level up or an ability upgrade. And I've only got the sword upgrade at the moment, but as you can see, it turns them into some quite formidable weapons, increasing the swing speed and the damage. Most enemies... I'm just showing off now. I probably should stop because I'm pretty dinged up. But yeah, all of the weapons, for the large part, are pretty effective. Enemies are pretty tough. Enemy design probably, it leaves a little bit to be desired. Not gonna lie, I would have liked to see some more inspired enemy design. We're supposed to be in hell. It doesn't feel like it sometimes. Giant yellow men with rifles. But that being said, the control's super tight. Weapons really powerful. I mean, the shotgun just chef's kiss. This thing tears through enemies. That's the thing about any boomer shooter. If you can't get the shotgun right, then you pretty much you're done right there. Got some nice upgrades. I'm a little banged up, but it's probably because I wasn't taking things seriously enough. We are playing on the hardest difficulty though, so most of these guys are a pushover at the moment. Got some ammo for the trusty pumpy. patch yourselves up. And with that, that's the end of the first level. So I hope you enjoyed this first look at Dread Templar. I've really been enjoying the game, and it's a fantastic boomer shooter with some nice controls, some inventive weapons, couple of balance issues at the moment, but largely really solid game. I'm looking forward to seeing what the developers are going to do. They are still working on this. It is in early access, so hopefully they got a few good tips out of this video, and hopefully it gave you an idea on whether you want to try this out for yourself. I hope if you enjoyed this, let me know, leave me a like, leave me a comment, or a subscribe if you're feeling kind, and hopefully you'll join me next time when we check out another indie game. Until then, Skill Incarnate, out.